The nurse handed me my baby and whispered, check her for a birthmark. What she revealed saved my daughter's life. After 26 hours of labor, I was exhausted but ecstatic when the nurse finally placed my newborn daughter in my arms. I expected the usual congratulations. Instead, she leaned close to my ear and whispered something strange. When you are alone, check the back of her neck for a birthmark. Tell no one until you do. Before I could ask what she meant, she squeezed my hand and left, replaced by another nurse who helped me start breastfeeding. My husband was getting coffee after the long night, and I found myself anxiously waiting for a private moment. It came an hour later when my husband went to call his parents. With trembling fingers, I gently turned my sleeping daughter and pushed aside the hospital blanket. There it was, a small strawberry-colored mark shaped almost like a crescent moon when the original nurse returned to check my vitals. I nodded slightly. She whispered, I have the same mark. We need to talk, but not here. That evening, she came to my room off duty, introduced herself as Melody, and told me a story I initially thought was postpartum exhaustion playing tricks on my mind. The birthmark isn't random, she explained. It indicates a rare genetic condition that doesn't appear in any medical database. Can't detect it with standard tests. She showed me her identical mark and continued. In our bloodline, it causes a fatal reaction to a common ORPs that's renally prescribed for childhood infections. The reaction appears to be normal highs at first, but rapidly progresses to organ failure within hours. I was skeptical until she showed me an old newspaper clipping about her sister who died mysteriously after routine strep treatment. Then photos of her grandmother and 2 cousins, all with the mark, all with unexplained deaths following common illnesses. Medical examiners always rule it as an unexpected complication or a RSI reaction because they don't know what they're seeing, she explained. I only know because my mother warned me like I am warning you. I asked what she didn't just tell my doctor. I tried with other families, and tried dismissed it as superstition without peer-reviewed evidence. One even reported me to hospital administration for spreading medical misinformation. 3 months later, my daughter developed her first ear infection. When the pediatrician reached for his prescription pad, I remembered Melody's warning and asked specifically for an alternative to the exact OKs as she had mentioned. The doctor seemed annoyed but prescribed an alternative. As we were leaving, he remarked, that first medication works better, but this should do. Strange coincidence as I had another patient with that same birthmark whose mother made the exact same request. I contacted Melody immediately to get her. We've identified 12 local families with children bearing the mark. We've created detailed decomposition of our family histories and found a researcher interested in studying the pattern. Last week, my daughter developed pneumonia, and a new doctor nearly administered the dangerous Opsaviki before I showed him our documentation. Her lab work after the alternative treatment showed unusual markers that confirmed Melody's warning. Sometimes salvation comes not through modern medicine, but through the whispered wisdom of women, brave enough to trust what they know even when no one believes them.